Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to my AHPARYAM, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is where the Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. John 4:22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Okay, so today's lesson is going to be on this whole salvation is for everyone thing, which it's wrong, because that would mean that there are contradictions in the Bible, which if you believed in the Bible, then you would never say that there are contradictions in the Bible. In addition to that, there has never been any established transition and whatnot where the Most High Yahweh has ever said that, okay, well, for now I'm going to deal with just the Israelites, and then later I'm going to move to the world, or anything like that. There's never ever been any suggestion or implication or even a direct thing, okay, which you would expect that to be something that would be mentioned, that would be important enough to mention, as per YAHAWAH, if he was going to do that, okay. But yet there is none. All right, and the thing is that a lot of these verses that really just say, oh, so it's for all, it's for everyone, this, whoever called the name, like John 3:16 or whatever, it is simply because it is an exclusive term for specifically the world or the house of Israel. All right, now I had a precept and I just forgot it, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to the next one and pray that I remember what I was going to say. Romans chapter 11 verse 26, and so Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Okay, so over here, it's like in the last part, it says turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Oh yeah, now I remember. Slakia, let me get that. Matthew 10. People like to claim that Yahawashi was the next step to everyone, or he died for everyone's sin, when that's a lot. Well, now I have to get another one. Fuck. So over here, Matthew chapter 1 verse, let's start at verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, for he shall save his people from their sins. Who are his people? The Israelites. Okay, because I said that because I know you're gonna get it wrong. Anyway, continuing on, Matthew chapter 10 verse let's start verse 1. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Okay, so this is just these next 3 verses just talk about who they are. All right, but over here in verse 5, these 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not unto the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, so Yahawashi said, don't just go to any city, don't just go to anywhere, go. And he also said, don't go to the way of the Gentiles, don't go where the Gentiles reside. He specifically said, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which the lost sheep of the house of Israel could potentially reside in Gentile areas. But Yahawashi over here is making the distinction and saying that fuck him. He's making the distinction, saying that go specific, even though they need to go technically into the Gentiles or whatever. He's telling his disciples, don't go to the Gentiles, specifically go to wake up the lost sheep, go wake up Israel, the Israelites only. It's literally plain and clear right there. Okay, when this is whom he commanded his this is the target that his disciples Slakia are to go and preach to. All right. Now continuing on to the next precept. I already read this. I think I read this. Oh yeah, I didn't finish the Slakia. Romans chapter 11 verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. This is another thing where it's turning away ungodliness from Jacob, whom is Israel. Israel is Jacob, and from Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so the Lord wants to remove the ungodliness, the wickedness, the sin, evil, all that stuff from us. All right, as well as just the fact that, where is it? Matthew 1, he is supposed to die / save us, his people, the Israelites. Okay, now next, okay, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of Yahweh. This is another thing where it is there was this one, what is it? It was what was the dude's name? Okay, let's go here. I wasn't gonna get this, but let's get it anyway. I just want to let him say the thing once, and then.
So how do you?
And that hurt. Hold up, let me just say this. Basically, it kind of hurts.
This sounds like it's a salvation by race and not by grace. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, so yeah, basically he's over here saying this, that sounds like a salvation by race but not by grace type shit, and it's like, why? Like you're just completely disregarding so many different scriptures where YAHAWASHI is literally speaking and saying, go. I literally just read Matthew chapter 10 to you. Okay, not the entire thing. Where is it? Matthew 10, 5 and 6. All right, where he told his disciples only to go. If he was for everyone, why would he say only go to the Israelites? Where's the transition? Where's the transition? Okay. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read all this, but basically, you get the point. All right. There's no transition that says, okay, well, for a time, only go to the Israelites, and then you can go to everyone. No, he never said that. Okay, he would have just made it clear, go to everyone if he was dealing with everyone. But of course, Christians, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with that. All right. Now, where is it? Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahweh. So again, one of the prerequisites is that you have to be an Israelite. So yes, you have to be an Israelite to be saved. That it is salvation through race, number one, but that's one of the many prerequisites. In addition to that, there's also faith, or slakia, grace. All right, because it's not, even though it's not necessarily you don't. It's not about slakia, because I want to be very careful about what I say. It's not a matter of you're not going to do, you doing something is not going to get you saved. That's number one. Number two, you not doing anything is also not going to get you saved. All right. There's also nothing that we can do in order to get us saved. All right. So as a result of that, what I'm trying to convey here is that through repentance and returning to YAHAWAH, and that's really the key thing. The association, primarily, if that's what you want to call it, and the association to Yahawadah, that is what's going to get you saved, if you kind of understand what I mean. And what I mean by that, to go a bit more, is like, say for example, someone claims, oh, I'm not a believer in Yahweh, but so I'm just not going to do anything that he said. That is not what's going to, they're not going to be saved from that, because they are denying the Lord. In addition to that, there is also, say someone who, oh, I'm going to keep all the commandments perfectly, and they can keep all the commandments perfectly, okay, but they have no faith. All right, that's also, that's not going to, because even then, you're not going to be saved because of your works as well. Okay, it is an amalgamation of faith, grace, and works, and we're gonna get that in here. Let's see. Let's get that here. It is James chapter 2, verse. Let's start at verse 17. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. So just saying, oh, I have faith, or I believe in the Lord, that's nothing. That's worth nothing. Next, verse 18. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou, oh, well, Slaki, let's start with this, where it says, you're displaying your faith through your actions or through your works. It's through your works that you're showing that you have faith, and that is the amalgamation, where it's, yes, it's not you doing something, or you keeping the commandments is not what's going to get you delivered, but but the fact that people can see you have something that's tangible, that is not necessarily that it has to be tangible, but you're basically doing everything that the Lord said to do, which is the display of faith. All right, Slakia. I'm over here trying to over-explain everything. Verse 19. Thou believest that there is one God. Thou dost well. The devils also believe and tremble. So over here, this is basically making the comparison that the same way, if you just say that, oh, I believe, but you don't do anything, you don't do anything to actually demonstrate the faith of the Lord, okay, well, you're on the same level as a demon or a devil. All right, because the devils believe and they know that Yahawadah exists. So does that mean that you are also the same? You just believe, and you're not gonna do anything that contributes to the worshiping or the faith and belief of Yahawadah. That's basically what it's saying right here, where it says the devils also believe. Like, so they believe as well. So what does that mean? What does that mean for you? Just saying that you believe, that is not enough. All right. So faith. That's why it says faith without works is, faith. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. So just saying that you have faith is not enough. Now, let's see. So yeah, that's basically that's basically that. So let's continue on. Luke chapter 18, verse 7. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. And this is another thing where you have to be able to acknowledge that it was well, for us specifically the Israelites, we are at the bottom. We are being the worst treated people damn near everywhere. All right, everyone looks down on us, everyone hates us because of who we are, and as a result of that, this is what we're waiting for. This is the patience that we're waiting for in Yahawadah, where the Lord makes things better. Because on the flip side, all right, I was about to say a certain group of people, but I've decided against that. All right, but basically, let's just take the Edomites for example. What do they have to what do they need salvation for when they are the ones that rule this kingdom? What do they need salvation for when they're the ones that's running everything? All right, like this is how things are, and they need salvation from themselves. All right, like that. Like this is why the Israelites specifically need salvation, because we're not running anything. All right, there's no land of the black or whatever where we're running stuff. All right, and even then with the Hamites specifically, because the Hamites are not Israelites, but even with the Hamites, they have Esau's neck they have Esau's foot on their neck. All right, and more countries as well, not just Hamites. Anyway, continuing on, Isaiah. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, let's just continue with these. Psalm 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. And again, when it comes to the exact expectations of the Lord, all right, what if the other nations don't even know what they're supposed to do or what they're expected to do, because they were never given it? All right, if they were never given the expectations from YAHAWASHI, then how can they be a part of the glory, the salvation, the everything with YAHAWASHI, when the Lord only was dealing with the Israelites? The Lord only gave it to this. Okay, the Lord is saying to let me actually get it first. Hard as I can actually find it. Okay, I guess this is it. Let's start with verse 4, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 14. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace, and that he might reconcile both unto Yahweh in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby. And the thing is, again, before Yahawashi came on the scene, you have to answer the question: where did Yahweh, all right, make the covenant with the other nations? Okay, as a matter of fact, I just had that's why I freaking hate I'm trying to think what was a precept that I had. It was my freaking brain is running at like 100 miles an hour, something like that. Anyway, as I was saying, reconcile. It was reconcile. Oh yeah, okay, now I remember. Okay, Slovakia. Let me get this. Hosea chapter 1. And maybe I'll get Romans as well, depending. Hosea chapter 1 verse 9. And then said Yahweh, call his name Lo-Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto said unto them, ye are not my people. There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Basically, these are born. These children or these people would be born as Israelites. They are naturally or bloodline Israelites. All right. Then the Lord would disown them for a time. Okay, but later on down the line in a prophecy, the Lord would reclaim them as His people. All right, but once again, you have to understand that their bloodline still goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So these are still Israelites by blood, meaning that yes, it is still a race-based salvation. All right. Even although that's not the only prerequisite. All right. Now to continue on, where is it? Yeah. Once again, reconcile. So this is how this is how the things are reconciled. And this is where the whole Gentile thing is, which they get mixed up, because when it comes to Gentiles or strangers or foreigners or whatever, those foreigners are actually Israelites that look like the other nations or were born in other nations or and whatnot. All right, so of course, naturally, they might not seem like Israelites, but in actuality, yes, they are Israelites. Okay, so continuing on. Did I read this already? I think I did. So yeah, basically the Lord has not dealt with. Well, let's read it again. Psalm chapter 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So again, the people, they don't know what the judgments, they don't know what the laws, statutes, commands, they don't even know what they have to do as followers of YAHAWAH, BAHASHI, YAHAWASHI. Because these other nations were not given the word or the covenant. All right, Slakia, basically. So yeah, Luke chapter 18 verse 42. And Yahawashi said unto him, Slakia. Luke chapter 18 verse 42. And Yahawashi said unto him, receive thy sight, thy faith hath saved thee. Okay, once again going to Slakia. Once again going to show that it is faith that's that is a part of it. Okay, faith, but at the same time, it's not, because Slakia, it's like say for example, if the Lord told you to jump off a cliff, or let's say Esau told you to jump off a cliff, okay, and you do it, you would just kill yourself. But if the Lord told you to jump off a cliff and you do it, then you know that either you're going to die and then the Lord's going to bring you back to life, or the Lord's going to save you by making some giant ass bird or some trampoline at the bottom catch you at the end of it. Like, that's basically that's the action that's a part of faith. That's a part of our faith. Okay, being able to do stuff that in belief that there is a. As a matter of fact, let me get another example. I believe it's 1 Corinthians 5. No, that's not it. It's 18. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 1. That's what happens when you slack on freaking studying. Anyway, yeah, I have to go back to the basics again because I just forgot about it. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of YAHAWAH. And basically, for the heathens, for the Gentiles, okay, when they go out and they preach about Jesus and whatnot in God, all right, they're not doing it for anything. That's literal foolishness, all right. Whereas for us, there's power, there is a reward, there is everything that goes into us preaching, because we're preaching the true names, number one, and we're preaching onto the actual true God of Israel, all right, as well as the Bible. God of the Bible, Slakia, God of the Bible. Finally, James chapter 2 verse, back to James chapter 2 verse, I want to say verse, let's start at verse 24. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Likewise also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. So basically, you know, you're showing your faith through your works, and that's the main thing. So with that, praise this most edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, WAHAWAH, honor to the elders and apostles of great Milestone, Ball, and Shalom.